So I'm so excited because my PT finally just gave me this Walk Jog Program, which is essentially what's going to be in between me and running again, which is ultimately what's in between me and playing basketball again. So this feels like a really big milestone. I just reached my 6-month mark. Like I'm just a day past 6 months, and man, that's a long time. Huge accomplishment. I do think I could have reached this milestone a little bit sooner, but I was having some issues and some pain in my non-injured leg's knee, and so that pushed me back a bit, but I'm really excited to be here. I'm actually gonna give this a go today, this afternoon after work, so we'll see how it goes. Yay. First of all, hello, I'm Alexa, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first video you're watching of me, welcome. About 6 months ago, I tore my Achilles playing basketball. I've been documenting the whole process, so if you're watching this video, this is one of those videos. And today I want to talk about something really exciting, which is that I have started jogging. And that is very exciting because for the most part, over the last 6 months, I've been pretty restricted in my activity. And I finally have gotten to this point where my leg, my Achilles, it's strong enough where I can start jumping on it and start jogging, start some like higher intensity workouts. And I'm a very active person. I tore my Achilles playing basketball, and basketball is a huge part of my life. And so my goals, even though I'm 30 years old, almost 31, my goal is to get back to the point where I can go play in like league games again, go play pickup on the weekend. Like that is my long-term goal. So being able to jog and do a little bit more high intensity workouts, that's a really big step to getting to that next, that next phase. So let's talk about it. I'm gonna grab my notes. All right, let's do a timeline update because everyone's always trying to figure out the timeline, myself included. I would say at about 5 to 5.5 months post-op, I was feeling very, very strong. So I've been going to see a physical therapist for quite a while now, since my around like 8 weeks, 2-month mark. And so obviously working with them has been significant in helping my recovery. But a lot of the workouts we've been doing more recently had been a lot about strengthening my tendon and the muscles around my Achilles to get me back to the point where I can do high intensity workouts. And so around the 5.5 month mark, I'd say, like, hard to put into words really, but I just felt like I had turned a corner, so to speak. I really could just tell that things have been healing very well and that my leg has gotten a lot stronger in that area. And I will preface saying I have also heard a lot of re-ruptures can happen around this time, so it's still really important to not do anything that your doctor or your physical therapist or anyone who's overseeing your recovery. It's really important to still do what they say and not stray away, because if you re-rupture, you have to start all over. And that is one of my worries. Like, I'm trying to be really cautious to make sure that that doesn't happen. But still, you can feel, or I felt like a lot of strengthening happening, and it was a really cool feeling. Okay, so about the 5.5 month mark, I was about to start the Walk Jog program that my physical therapist was talking to me about. But on my non-injured side leg and my knee, I started to feel a little bit of pain in my knee. And so that was concerning. And so we worked for a couple weeks to make sure that I was balanced out and that pain went away. And so, fast forward a couple of weeks, I haven't felt that pain while doing exercises in quite a while. So that's why recently my physical therapist has got me started on this Walk Jog program, which is sort of like the baby steps. You can kind of think about it as like stepping stones to being able to run again. Once I'm able to run again, then I could be able to play sports again eventually. And so I just wanted to talk through what exactly that program looked like in case you're curious around like what it could look like for you around, this timing in your recovery, or at least you can be able to ask your physical therapist or your doctor about like what it would take you to get to the point where I'm at. All right, the Walk Jog program, what exactly is it? I mean, it really is just that. It's the switching between walking and then jogging, back to walking and then jogging. And because it's really important to baby step into it, that is what I've been doing. So the program that my PT set up for me was 5 minutes walking, then 30 seconds jogging. She said jogging at 25% like ability, so jogging really slowly, and then switching back to walking. And you're doing it at 30-second intervals. To start off, I was supposed to do that for no longer than 5 minutes, so just 5 minutes. And then I'd end again with another, like, at least a 5-minute walk. Okay, so we just did our 5-minute warm-up walk, so I'm gonna set my watch to 30 seconds. and it's 30 seconds jogging and then 30 seconds walking. I do that for 5 minutes. Mike said the math is about 5 times each. So this is my first one. And then I think I'll take Coda, our dog. She said to jog at 25%, so not that fast. So basically like Mike's walking pace will be my jogging pace. Here we go.
Nice.
Yeah, 25%.
You look cool. Keep going.
Oh, 8 more seconds. It's almost over. And then we'll walk again. And 5. Now we walk.
Wow, that was fast. Good job.
I made it a whole like...
You made like 4 squares.
Half a block. Alright, so we'll walk again for 30. And then after about a week of that actually ended up being very easy for me, which is cool, but like I felt like, you know, it was like no problem. So after that we upped the time. So I'm currently on the 2nd week of trying this. So instead of doing the walk jog for 5 minutes, I'm doing it for 10 minutes. And then after that, I believe we'll switch to 20 minutes. And then after that, we'll switch to longer intervals. So not just 30 seconds, we'll up the time. And so I'm not sure exactly what that's going to be yet, but that's the progression of it. Now I will say over, probably around the 4.5 month mark post-op, I've been doing a lot of walking, like as much walking as my leg felt like it could handle. And definitely around the 5 month mark onward, I've been doing a lot of walking. Like I will take long walks, at least 30 minutes, usually like even up to at least an hour long walk a day, because it's just some of the exercise. I like to exercise, and so it's just like some of the exercise that I'm allowed to do, and it's summer and it's beautiful out, so it's just like nice to be outside. In my last video, I talked about I was on my honeymoon after getting married, and I went on a pretty intense hike during our honeymoon. It was probably about like 3 or 4 hours of walking, and it was also like, I don't know, you gotta just watch that video because it was like a whole thing. But that was no problem. Like, you know, my Achilles does feel tired sometimes, like after lots of walking or doing stuff like that. And so it's important to rest it as well, but it's not anything that I didn't feel like I could do. So that all to say, with this walk jog program, you're supposed to walk 5 minutes at the beginning, walk 5 minutes at the end. And so what I've been really doing is like during these walks where I take for like 30 to 60 minutes, I'll insert that into the walk, usually at the beginning. So I'll start walking for 5 minutes with my husband and our dog, and then I'll do the exercise, the 30-second intervals, and then we'll just continue on walking. So I keep, you know, I'm walking a lot. So yeah, that's like the main update I wanted to share. It's really, really exciting. Like, yeah, I don't know how to describe it, but I just feel like I'm a lot bouncier again, you know? Does that make sense? I think that's it. I think that's it for today's update. I do get this comment a lot on YouTube videos. People are feeling really nervous and ask like, were you scared to do blank? Were you nervous to do blank? And it's usually about like walking for the first time, or like doing some sort of, yeah, putting pressure on your foot, or sleeping without the boot, or like all these things. And, you know, jogging for the first time could kind of feel like that also, I think. And so I've been reflecting on that because I've like gotten enough questions around it where it's made me think. And I haven't been nervous along the way with putting pressure on my leg, on my Achilles. And that's because every step of the way has been a baby step. Like I've not ever felt uncomfortable doing something because I've always like really like slowly and carefully stepped my way through to that. And that was all through the guidance of my doctor, my physical therapist. I always like felt supported from them, not only from, you know, the protocol that they were giving me, but also I was often with them when I was trying some of these things for the first time. So for example, I've been doing ladder exercises at my physical therapist, which if you're not familiar with ladder exercises, it's essentially jumping exercises. Just the other day, I did single leg jumping up a step, and I was really like nervous for the first time doing it on my injured leg. But my physical therapist was right there with me, and I felt super safe and comfortable. A lot of it was mental. I was able to do it, and I did all the reps I needed to do for that session, and I was really proud of myself. And that all to say, I think if you're feeling nervous about walking for the first time without the boot, or walking for the first time with the boot, or jogging for the first time, or whatever it is for the first time again since your injury. If you're nervous at all, then maybe you need to take a smaller step forward before taking the bigger step. That's gonna be my update video for today. I hope that this was helpful for you. If you liked this video, if it was helpful, don't forget to give it a like. Again, my name is Alexa. Usually on this channel, I make videos about working as a product designer in tech, living and working in San Diego where I live with my husband. So if you're into any of those things, on top of all of these Achilles videos that I'm making, would love for you to be a subscriber. But that's gonna be all for now. We'll see you in that next video. Bye.